Sir, how can you suggest some strategy the child should apply to get something good for especially the students who are a bit average level? They find maths a difficult subjects. So in that case, what I feel that time management is very important.
Yes, time management is very important. Writing answers in points is very important. Paragraph writing is not allowed because when we will evaluate the copies, he will just see the important points and he will give the marks. That is the thing.
Namaskar everyone.
Namaskar everyone.
So here we are today to discuss something about the students who are going to appear for their board exams and how they can successfully overcome the hurdles. Here we have our wonderful faculties. Let me introduce you to all my faculties first. We have Shubhranil Sen from Mathematics,
Namaskar.
Jindal sir for Mathematics, Rajendra sir for Mathematics, Mr. Vikram sir for Physics, Mr. Pankaj Chaudhary sir regarding Chemistry, and we have Deepa ma'am for Biology. Teachers, as you are well aware that the exams are overhead and students definitely must be facing some kind of phobia, as we all know. We have been through that age. And what I feel among the all subjects, the difficulty level comes when it is all about mathematics and the science stream. So first of all, I would start with the mathematics. Sir, how can you suggest some strategy the child should apply to get something good for especially the students who are a bit average level? They find maths a difficult subjects. It's question for open for all of you. You can share your views for that.
Actually, I feel like last some days are remaining. So for that students, those are like below average. First of all, they need to focus in basic concepts and basic calculation. Like some chapters are like statistic and real numbers, like proof based questions basically, and like BPT questions, and some more chapters are there. They need to focus on that chapter only. Okay, like in morning, as we know, like all the chanting we are doing, like Hanuman Chalisa, similar, like we can first of all focus on the formulas. Okay, and if we do like this, so an NCERT questions basically they need to solve. And after that we can say, like if we complete NCERT and sample paper, at least 5 sample papers we need to solve. So they are like basically focused and they easily can like solve the questions in board exams. Like it is my point of view.
Very nice. Rajendra, I would like to ask you that what suggestion would you give the students that how they should make their answer sheet presentable so that the examiner feels that the child has done very nicely? Which manner they should attempt the answer sheets?
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah.
I think students should focus on, first of all, they write their answer in clear and very neat writing, and they use formula at least once in a question, and that used in solve the given problem. Sometimes student never write formula, और हम जब मार्किंग स्कीम में जाते हैं चेक करने के लिए तो देखते हैं कि मार्किंग स्कीम में फॉर्मूले के सामने साफ साफ स्टेप मार्किंग होती है कि वो मित्तल जिंदल सर मैं आप सही कह रहा हूँ बिल्कुल 1.5 मार्क्स का फॉर्मूला ही होता है एक, तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कि फॉर्मूला लिखे ही लिखे. और जैसा कि सर ने ये मेंशन किया, जो एवरेज या बिलो एवरेज स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो स्कोरिंग चैप्टर्स पे फोकस करें. लाइक 10th में देखें तो स्टैटिस्टिक्स का चैप्टर हो गया, कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री का चैप्टर हो गया, लाइक रियल नंबर हो गया, और क्वेश्चन क्वाड्रेटिक का बनता ही बनता है, लीनियर इक्वेशन का क्वेश्चन बनता ही बनता है. लाइकवाइज 12th क्लास की बात करें तो वहाँ पर भी काफ़ी स्कोरिंग है. लाइक 3D 11 चैप्टर है, वेक्टर है, प्रोबेबिलिटी बेस्ड थ्योरम, फिक्स क्वेश्चन आना ही आना है. और इसी के साथ लीनियर डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन का क्वेश्चन हर साल पूछा ही जाता है. आप प्रीवियस ईयर के क्वेश्चन उठा के देख लें. तो स्टूडेंट मस्ट फोकस ऑन दीज टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस टू स्कोर more and more exam.
Sir has given very nice tips, like the pattern wise, chapter wise, how the child can focus on individual thing and can get good score. But what I feel, Jindal sir, if you can share that, what are the basic mistakes you feel a student can make and that would hamper that getting minus marking?
First, that major mistakes which students are doing in MCQ questions, student not reading the questions carefully and try to directly answer the question by any short trick, or and they confuse between the similar answers and MCQ must be wrong. And second major mistake students are doing in calculation part, students are not doing calculation properly or making the mistakes in the calculation.
Sometimes they get overconfident. I feel that I know this question and I can Yeah.
One thing more is there ki a student like teacher has already told the question in the class and same question came in the exam, then student is overconfident about it and try to directly solve the question without any calculation part and without anything, and in the question some data is changed. Due to that, question is completely wrong and
Get
mistaken.
wrong.
Yes.
Basically, the child should focus on the basic concepts
Yes.
so that it will help them rather than mugging up the names or the numerical numbers given as variables, whatever. So let's ask Deepa ma'am about biology. How can you help our students so that they can score 100% best results?
And for scoring biology 100%, one has to focus on both writing section also as well as on diagrams and flow diagrams. Most of the students who commit mistakes in biology is that never they use margins on both sides, as the evaluation is done on both sides. So first important thing is that you have to make margins on both sides so that whomsoever is evaluating your answer sheet, they can do evaluation very properly and there is no chance of leaving any answer behind. Second important thing is that they have to highlight each and every important point with the pencils. Especially in case of biology, scientific names are very important. So whatever the rules are there for writing the scientific names, they have to follow those rules and they have to underline specifically those words.
If any question is having like a diagram not asked, and if it is having,
Yes.
should the child draw the diagram?
Yes, it is very important. If the question is demanding for the diagram, if you all can explain the with the help of diagram, then you should definitely draw diagram in that case, because you know examiners, they have to evaluate lots and lots of answer sheets. So if diagram is there, sometime what happen, through diagram they can easily judge that the students know
Child
the
is knowing
things.
something
Yes.
at least.
And they can score very easily.
So in that case, what I feel that time management is very important.
Yes, time management is very important. Writing answers in points is very important. Paragraph writing is not allowed, because when we will evaluate the copies, he will just see the important points and he will give the marks. That is the thing.
So I would come to Mr. Pankaj, sir, that in organic chemistry, what would you suggest in which manner the students should prepare themselves so that they should not make any mistakes?
Yes, ma'am. Students afraid from organic chemistry sections, learning of organic reactions. So for organic chemistry reactions, student have to familiar with the reactions. At least 3-4 times revise the reactions. After that, they will memorize.
Any strategy they should learn out? If you can share some tricks.
There are some reactions common in all the chapters, like some oxidizing agents we have to learn, some reducing agent. They will be common in all the chapters, all reactions. And some name reactions are also there. For that we have to learn the reagents and products. And for most of the organic reactions you have to familiar. At least 3-4 times revise, then after they will learn.
And if the questions are conceptual based, then
Yeah, some chapters are conceptual like D and F log. There are questions of single lines, 1 marks questions. So for that only you have to answer in a single line. So don't skip the key word of that line only.
as we say key, the success, we calculate key points.
Key points.
They are more important to get a successful answer.
Yes, yes.
So as ma'am is
Because the
saying,
answer is
highlighting the
only of
answers.
one line. So don't skip the key points in that 1 marks questions.
In all the subjects, that thing is required.
And in numerical sections, as per Rajendra Rao sir told that student must write first formula, because 1 mark is reserved for formula section only, and after that calculating the answer you have to write units in each and every numerical. Student just calculate the answer and just report the values. They don't write the units. So to get full marks, suppose there is numerical of 3 marks, so you have to report their unit also in each and every numericals.
Correct.
And after that, if to get full of out of full marks, a student at least solve 10 to 15 sample papers. After solving 10 to 15 sample papers, a student must know, they already know the framing of questions, which type of questions will be asked from which topic, which chapter, and they easily answer the questions. There will be no chances of getting errors in the beginning of the questions.
That's a great point, that the student should focus on the PYQs of the previous years, which will give them a base, I feel, a foundation. Then what kind of questions come up? Let's come up to Vikram sir. Vikram sir, as I shared that mathematics is a tough subject for students.
Yes, ma'am.
But when it comes to numericals or physics,
Yes, ma'am.
it's also a big challenge for the students. So how can you give them a good guideline?
Yes, ma'am. For the students who want to do the numericals in a proper way without making any error, it is common for the average and more than the average students. If a student who is below the average and he want to attempt a numerical, so first of all that student select the particular topics from where the numerical come in the exam in an easy way. At least 3 to 4 chapters in the 12th physics is there from where numericals will 100% will be in our board exam, and they can easily attempt it. But with the you can say knowledge, without knowledge, that student doesn't read, need not to read it and leave it. But once I suggest that each and every numerical must be read, and at least before going to exam select 3 to 4 chapters from where the easy numerical in that paper will be there, and that student can easily attempt these numericals and get 2 or 3 marks. Okay, so this is the tip for the increasing the percentage criteria of the below average student.
Now, because every
And-
mark counts, like adding some percentage to the overall.
And
definitely-
hesitation about the numericals is still in those students who are going for the 100 out of 100 in that exam. So for these students, I suggest that first of all, before going to before 3 or 4 days of your exam day, before 3 or 4 days, you should plan in a way that from where the numerical will come and how the level of the difficulty will be there. Okay, so easy numericals you need to attempt it before going over exam. But those numericals we prepare during the session 3 or 4 times, still we need that one time I have to look at here. So these numericals must be separated in a page, and before going to exam these type of numericals these students must be prepared.
As mathematics, even I think in physics also, the step marks are given for the numericals.
Yes. Actually, first of all, in numerical section, suppose first of all, one numerical is given and I read that numerical. First of all, I have to focus on that topic from which this numerical is asking by the examiner. First of all, on that topic, and then which formula is applying here. What type of data are given? This data belong to which type of formula? Put that formula marks half and one or half marks is given. Okay? First of all, sometimes students in excitation, the numerical it is very easy and start to solve it without writing the formula. And at last, sometime I seen that in during evaluation that completely that numerical is right, but at the last time value is there but unit is not there.
So this is what you feel the mistake kids do in excitement.
In excitement student can do this such and that student especially who is going for 100 out of 100. For those students, these tips are so much important. So first of all, a formula is there, formula is right or not, we are belonging that data to this formula or not. How many formulas are we required to solve that numerical? It is not mandatory, so one formula is enough for that.
Yes.
Okay, sometimes we need to solve a particular problem and we need 3 formulas, 4 formulas to get that particular value. So we have to go through that through them.
So in general, one question I want to ask you people, that the students who are on the edge of 99%, what extra tip would you suggest for them regarding those subjects which you are taking up?
I think, ma'am, this category of students should focus on solving the 4 or 5 question paper at least per subject. I think per week he or she must solve 1 or 2 question paper. And likewise, if any question is asked in steps, for example, mathematics, there is question is asked and in the end asked about hence verified, hence proved, hence this, hence that. Student must focus on that part because
ultimately presentation is very important.
Very important. I have seen last session.
Sequencing of the questions, what I feel, numbering them properly, labeling of the diagrams. As you said that in one numerical there can be 4 formulas, so the steps should be mentioned
Each formula,
properly.
marks is there.
As sir said that in MCQ they need to first solve them and then mark the correct answer rather than just taking a thought and just giving the
And
answer.
I would like add one more pointer.
Yes, sir. Why not?
जिंदल सर के साथ डिस्कस कर रहे थे उस टाइम. Answer should be, option should be written in capital letter, capital A, B,
That's
C,
a very
D.
good point. Students can notice. Very nice.
Because sometimes it is very confusing between A and D.
C.
Because the student nowadays are writing cursive writing.
Cursive writing is there.
Very important.
So basically handwriting is also a major factor which will really MCQs or whichever presentation the students are doing.
Yes.
And especially when it comes to theory part as biology, if I take physics as you are saying, to highlight or underline the specific keywords.
Units also.
Units
Even in hand.
This is writing the formula in boxes. Whether it is mathematics, physics, chemistry or bio. If formula is there, you have to write the formula in boxes.
Box. That's a very good tip you people have shared, like writing the formulas in the
Boxes. That will highlight that particular formula. That is it.
So I feel our discussion was a great help for the students for this upcoming exams, and stay tuned with us for more information regarding this. Thank you so much.